Hi everyone, it's Mads from Denim and Leather and I'm here with James Toseland. How are you?
I'm alright, thank you, yeah. We're just, we've been off stage a couple of hours now and we've only just got out the frustrations and anger of everything else that we've been talking about, so we could press play on this interview, aren't we? So I'm trying to keep it clean now. So. But no, we had a great gig. We were on stage with Skid Row and Night Ranger tonight, and it's the first time we played Shepherd's Bush Empire, so it's a big moment for us in the band to be able to perform in such a big venue. It's the biggest venue in London we've ever done, and it went great. You know, we're on the road for I think 16 shows in 20 days with Skid Row around the UK and Dublin as well. The first show, which unfortunately was cancelled with the weather, with the snow, but other than that, it's been a great tour for us. We've been able to play in front of more people than we would normally in bigger rooms, with great stages and PA and lights, to give ourselves a bit more of a chance to present what we do in a better way, and playing for the Skid Row's audience, which have been fantastic for us. We've been a great match, I think, for them, and they've been great with us as well. So it's been positive for everybody, I think.
So you've obviously had a great start to this year, but looking back on last year, you also had a good year with headline shows and festivals and Special Olympics, but you also got a new record deal, didn't you?
We did, yeah. Frontiers Records got in touch with us with the opportunity of having the third album, and it was really nice how it kind of worked out, because they turned the band down when we first started. They had an opportunity to have a look at who we were and what we're about, but at that point in time, Frontiers Music were concentrating on established bands that were already somebody in the industry, and they weren't really concentrating on investing in new bands to help out. But over the last 4 or 5 years that Frontiers have been doing the label, they've realised that Journey and Toto and everybody else who they help out, there's not long before there's going to need to be a new generation coming underneath it all, and luckily for us, after the first album, the second album, and the dedication that we've put in, they've got back in touch again, and they've offered us a 4-album deal with them, and the third album we're hopefully going to be in the studio in the summer, with an autumn-winter release this year, if not an early 19 release, and I'm really excited about it, because it's a fantastic label that I've got the capabilities on the PR and marketing and everything that you need to launch your music and your art to enough people to start a proper career for a band. So I'm looking forward to what we can do together to help the band get to the next level.
So what can we expect from the new record?
I realised how difficult it is the more albums you sit down to write, because there's usually about 10, 11, 12 songs on each album, and I've done 2 albums now, which is roughly 22 songs, 23 songs, and I've realised that I had 23 stories to tell, but I'm struggling for 35. So you've got to kind of go in the locker and see what your interests are, of what you want to talk about, sing about, and write about. So it's kind of a new concept after the first 2, because the first 2 albums were quite autobiographical on life, and so this one's kind of taken a new. And also I've had the band for 4 years now, and the band's had much more of an involvement on the creation of the art. So it's just a natural development of me that wanted to start out as a musician and get the music together and get the band together from the first album already being done, to now being a band together for this is my 7th year now, to develop as a band now, because as I say, this lineup's been together for 4 years, and I can see this lineup being hopefully for the foreseeable, and it's going to be nice to all get involved on creating the third album.
So obviously you're away writing at the minute, but when are we likely to see you back on the road again?
We're going to have a quiet summer, because the festivals don't put you on in consecutive years, and we're going to want the festivals for 2019 when the album's out, you see. So the agent at the moment has got a bit of a quiet time, because we're not pushing to do many festivals at all this year, because we want them to have as an option for 2019. Hellfest has come in, which is obviously one of the biggest festivals in France, in Europe, in France, and we're excited to do that in the summer. But that's the only one really that we've kind of committed to just to concentrate on being in the studio in the summertime to hopefully get the album out for November time.
So, although you're not going to be touring too much, you are coming back to Aberdeen for a special event. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, 29th of April. Me, Zora and Ed are going to come up and play an acoustic set, but it's more of a Q&A situation. That I met this lass one time, and she does a bit of journalism, and she wanted me to come to the school and organise an event. And because of the great job that this lass did on this event, it was in demand from that. So I've got Madeline to thank for that. Joking, I have done kind of an evening with situation in Wigan. It was, and which is basically a Q&A with somebody talking about the whole kind of the life with what was before and what's now, with some performances from the music. We were thinking about maybe getting the band, weren't we, to do a full set, but that wasn't really feasible, so we kept it the same as what I did before in Wigan, a Q&A with some acoustic songs from myself and Zora and Ed to perform on the 29th, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's a chance for an audience to really hear it from the horse's mouth, what it's all about and why it's been as it is, and what the journey's been. And it's the first one. It was the first one I did in Wigan, and I was a bit unsure about it because there's a few difficult questions that people ask about the journey that I'm not overly comfortable talking about the personal stuff, but I found that it kind of helped everybody understand why I do what I do and why we do this. So I'm looking forward to the event. I believe the tickets are going well already. There should be about 300 people, I think, to the event, and it should be good.
Well, thank you so much for chatting.
Pleasure.
Make sure you check out Toseland and come back to Denim and Leather for more. Bye.